Remember to hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments below, and subscribe to embark on this journey with us as we unveil our latest tales. Little did I know that a seemingly ordinary dinner party would unravel the threads of my carefully woven existence. At 57, I had found myself in a comfortable groove where each day unfolded with a familiar cadence. Each morning in the garden unfolds like a delicate blossom, the sun casting golden rays over the dew-kissed petals. Afternoons are spent lost in the pages of historical novels, where the past comes alive with every turn. As twilight descends, the world quiets, and I find solace in the gentle company of my husband Mark, as we share whispered dreams and laughter under the stars. After 3 decades of marriage, I thought the days of surprises had long since faded into the past. How utterly mistaken I had been. It began as a seemingly ordinary Friday night, a dinner invitation from Mark's longtime colleague Nathan and his wife Sarah, promising warmth and camaraderie. At 48, Nathan exuded a magnetic charm, his silver hair glinting like a beacon. With a quick wit and an air of confidence, he commanded every room he entered, leaving an indelible impression on all who crossed his path. Our acquaintance with them had been casual, a mere flicker of connection over the years, with our interactions confined to the sterile atmosphere of company events. Sarah exuded charm as a host, her warmth enveloping the room, and her elegance flowing with an effortless grace. Her talent for transforming even the most ordinary meals into unforgettable experiences captivated me. Their home stood as a picturesque suburban colonial, its neatly trimmed hedges framing a front porch that beckoned with warmth and hospitality. As we crossed the threshold, the smooth notes of jazz enveloped us, weaving through the air like a warm embrace, mingling with the tantalizing aroma of garlic roasting and fresh herbs dancing from the kitchen. Candles flickered with a warm glow on the dining table, their flames casting soft, dancing shadows that wove intricate patterns along the walls, painted in gentle shades of beige and pale blue. The warm, inviting atmosphere wrapped around me like a comforting blanket, instantly dissolving my worries. Step inside, Emma. I'm so glad you made it, Sarah said, her voice wrapping around me like the soothing jazz melodies that filled the air. As she wrapped her arms around me, a wave of warmth enveloped us, her authentic kindness melting away my anxiety. Thank you, Sarah, I said, a wide smile spreading across my face. The air is thick with an enchanting aroma, wrapping around me like a warm embrace. As the 4 of us gathered around the dinner table, the atmosphere crackled with anticipation. Nathan poured the wine, his deep voice weaving a tapestry of humor as he recounted tales from his recent trip abroad, each story drawing us deeper into his adventures. The conversation danced effortlessly, laughter spilling forth like a vibrant melody. Mark radiated joy, fully embracing the chance to escape the relentless pressures of his demanding job. As the dessert was presented, a divine chocolate mousse adorned with vibrant raspberries, Nathan's gaze locked onto mine. Emma, whispers of your extraordinary gardening skills have reached me through Mark. I find myself in need of some guidance. My roses are struggling to survive. A soft laugh escaped my lips, a warm blush creeping across my cheeks as his words wrapped around me like a tender embrace. It's not about talent, Nathan. It's about the unwavering patience that drives me forward. Yet I would eagerly dive into the details. Excellent! Maybe after dinner, his gaze held for a moment, and an unexpected warmth surged up my neck. I pushed the feeling away, certain it was just a figment of my imagination. After dessert, Nathan led me through a sliding door onto a vast patio enveloped in the gentle glow of the moonlight. The cool evening breeze wove its way through the trees, carrying with it the delicate scent of jasmine blossoms that danced in the air from Sarah's garden beds. Mark and Sarah stayed indoors, their voices weaving a tapestry of dreams as they passionately discussed the allure of distant vacation destinations. Nathan guided me toward a row of roses, their vibrant petals fighting for survival beneath the soft glow of delicate outdoor lights. He sank to his knees, his eyes locked on the leaves, and beckoned for me to come closer. Notice how the edges are beginning to take on a yellow hue. Nathan inquired, his voice now, a gentle whisper laced with a deep and sincere curiosity. I leaned in the air thick with tension as I became acutely aware of how close we were. One heartbeat raced, an inexplicable surge of urgency coursing through the air. It seemed they were in desperate need of more nitrogen, I suggested, forcing my voice to remain calm amidst the tension. Nathan turned toward me, his gaze intense yet tender, as if he held the weight of the world in his eyes. Emma, I can't help but feel a twinge of envy for the bond you and Mark share. After 2 decades of shared life, Sarah and I find ourselves navigating the widening chasm that has formed between us. His unexpected confession took me by surprise. Every marriage weathers storms and basks in sunshine, Nathan. It's just another day in the ordinary flow of life. He nodded, a flicker of contemplation crossing his face. Perhaps it is. Yet in recent days, an unsettling void gnaws at my spirit. The vulnerability in his eyes struck a chord, echoing with an intensity that was impossible to ignore. Just as I was about to speak, his fingers grazed my hand, sending a jolt of electricity through the air between us. The fleeting, innocent touch ignited a spark within me, unleashing a torrent of guilt intertwined with an exhilarating thrill that surged through my very being. "I'm sorry," Nathan said, pulling back quickly, his voice laced with genuine embarrassment. "I never intended to step over that boundary." My heart raced as uncertainty gripped me, emotions swirling like a tempest within. Though every fiber of my being urged me to pull back, a more profound urge stirred within me, driving me to extend a hand of kindness instead. "It's all right," I whispered, the words escaping my lips with an unexpected calmness that caught me off guard. "You're simply speaking the truth." Nathan lifted his gaze, a wave of gratitude washing over his striking features. In that stillness, we exchanged a glance that spoke volumes, the tension hanging in the air, like a fragile thread, palpable and undeniable. A profound sense of being truly seen washed over me, a sensation I hadn't experienced in years, though its full meaning eluded my grasp. Stepping back inside was like crossing into another realm. Mark's smile, once a source of comfort, now held an unfamiliar gravity, a hidden depth that eluded my understanding. I caught a glimpse of Nathan on the other side of the room, his demeanor withdrawn, as if he had built an invisible wall around himself, keeping everyone at bay. The evening wrapped up on a pleasant note, yet my thoughts swirled in a chaotic dance, grappling with the intricate web of events that had just unfolded. Later that night, as Mark lay peacefully beside me, I found myself staring at the ceiling, my heart racing with a whirlwind of unanswered questions. Was my response merely a flutter of flattery ignited by unexpected attention? Or had Nathan stirred something long dormant within me? Could a fleeting moment of connection really shatter the peace I had held dear for so long? A wave of discomfort washed over me, mingling with an unsettling curiosity, as I recognized that our once pleasant and predictable life now felt achingly incomplete. Yet beneath the chaos, I felt a stirring within akin to a tender bud unfurling to greet the first rays of dawn, fragile yet unmistakably vibrant. Little did I realize this unforeseen evening was just the dawn of a transformative journey, a winding path lit by fleeting moments, lingering glances, and the profound, unvoiced bond that had begun to weave itself between Nathan and me. What lay ahead would shatter every boundary we had meticulously constructed, compelling us to face the truths we had desperately evaded. What unfolded next was beyond your wildest imagination. In the days that followed that unforgettable dinner, my life seemed to carry on as usual, yet beneath the surface, a storm was brewing. Yet beneath the comforting rhythms of my days, morning strolls through the garden, tranquil afternoons spent with tea and a novel, and evenings lost in the glow of classic films, with Mark, a subtle turmoil began to stir within me. That moment on the patio haunted me, Nathan's hand grazing mine, his unexpected confession echoing in my mind. Every memory awakened feelings I had almost lost to time. Years had passed since I had experienced such a profound sense of being truly seen and desired, even if only for a fleeting moment. Yet beneath the torrent of these emotions, a relentless guilt festered. Mark was my husband, my eternal companion, and my heart had always belonged to him. Yet there was something about Nathan's vulnerability, his raw openness, that stirred a long-buried part of my heart. On a sun-drenched afternoon, I found myself enveloped in contemplation, standing beside my cherished lilacs, delicately snipping away the faded blossoms that clung to their vibrant beauty. The garden, my usual sanctuary, brimmed with an unsettling energy today. The peaceful silence that once enveloped me now felt like a distant memory as my mind raced, refusing to find its calm. Emma, a figure stands at the threshold, waiting for you. From the shadows of the back porch, Mark's voice sliced through the stillness, drawing attention like a beacon in the night. As I turned, my heart surged into my throat, a wild flutter of anticipation. Nathan lingered beside Mark, his blue button-down shirt and jeans lending him an air of relaxed confidence. His expression, though warm, held a hint of caution, as if he were weighing the unspoken words hanging in the air. My heart raced in an instant, yet I summoned a facade of tranquility, meeting his gaze with a composed smile. "I apologize for the unexpected visit," Nathan said softly, stepping closer with deliberate care. I yearned to delve deeper into the story behind those roses. Yet, if your schedule is packed? Absolutely, it's all good. I responded swiftly, feeling my voice reveal a trace of anticipation. Mark smiled, blissfully ignorant of the tempest brewing silently between Nathan and me. With a chuckle, Mark turned away, leaving the gardening experts to their craft as he made his way back to the house. Nathan and I stood side by side, the air around us heavy with the weight of unvoiced thoughts. Birds chirped cheerfully around us, their melodies a stark contrast to the tension that crackled just beneath our seemingly pleasant surface. At last, Nathan cleared his throat, shattering the tension of our silent standoff. "Emma, I find myself compelled to express my regrets once more for that fateful night." He started softly, each word dripping with genuine emotion. "I stepped over a boundary, and the weight of that moment has haunted me ever since." I examined his face intently, catching a glimpse of true remorse flickering in his blue eyes. A weight settled in my chest, an unsettling blend of relief and disappointment, swirling together like a storm on the horizon. "There's no need for apologies," I whispered gently, my voice wrapping around him like a warm embrace. Silence enveloped the scene, a heavy stillness that hinted at the weight of anticipation. In that moment, the world held its breath, waiting for a spark, a flicker of life. But nothing stirred. The air remained thick with unfulfilled promise. He nodded slowly, inching closer, his voice a mere breath against the silence. Yet an event unfolded. We both sensed it, a palpable tension hanging in the air. My breath hitched as Nathan's eyes bore into mine, an unspoken tension crackling in the air between us. His voice was a gentle whisper, yet every word carried the weight of deep conviction, meticulously selected to resonate with the heart. Deep down, I understand the weight of my actions, Emma. I've tried to push it away, but you're all I can think about. He admitted, his voice barely above a whisper. It's been years since I've experienced a connection like this one that sends shivers down my spine and ignites a fire within me. A surge of warmth enveloped me, only to be swiftly overtaken by a tide of confusion. Nathan, I am bound by vows, bound in a joyful union. I understand, Nathan replied softly, his voice a soothing balm in the tense atmosphere. And the final thing I desire is to shatter the delicate balance of your existence. But I had to make you understand. You ignited a fire within me. It was a possibility I had long since buried in the depths of my memory. For a fleeting instant, an oppressive silence enveloped us, shattered solely by the whispering leaves above. My heart pounded fiercely in my chest, caught in a tumultuous battle between unwavering loyalty to Mark and the undeniable allure of Nathan's raw honesty. I turned my gaze, a tempest of emotions raging inside me. I appreciate your honesty. I finally whispered, my voice barely breaking the heavy silence that hung between us. Your words pierced through the veil of my heart, leaving an indelible mark that resonates within me. Yet we find ourselves paralyzed, unable to take the next step. It's a cruel twist of fate for all involved. Nathan let out a heavy breath, the weight of his internal struggle evident in every fiber of his being. With a careful touch, he extended his hand, enveloping mine in a gentle grasp. It enveloped me in warmth and comfort, and my fingers instinctively tightened around his as if seeking solace in his presence. I respect your decision, he said, his voice a gentle whisper that hung in the air between us. What I desire most is the bond of your friendship. If this is all we can possess, then it shall suffice. I nodded slowly, yet the fierce intensity burning in his eyes told a different story. Friendship, I whispered, gently letting go of his hand. Nothing else remains. The ensuing weeks unfolded with a subtle yet intense unrest. Nathan and I shared fleeting messages, trading gardening tips and light banter about the weather, each word carefully chosen to uphold the delicate boundaries we had established. Yet with every fleeting exchange, an invisible thread wove tighter around our hearts, deepening the connection we shared. A shiver of excitement coursed through me as I waited for his messages, a mix of fear and exhilaration that left my heart racing. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a warm glow over the city, Mark casually dropped a bombshell. Nathan and Sarah would be gracing us with their presence at the highly anticipated company gala downtown. My heart pounded at the mere idea of encountering Nathan once more, this time amidst a throng of people, where the electric tension between us would be nearly impossible to hide. As darkness fell, the grand ballroom transformed into a realm of enchantment, where soft melodies floated through the air, sparkling lights danced like stars, and elegantly dressed couples glided across the floor in a mesmerizing display of grace. Mark led me through the door, his hand softly pressing against my lower back, a reassuring presence that contrasted sharply with the storm brewing inside me. I caught sight of Nathan from across the room, our eyes locking in an instant, sparking a fire deep within my chest. As we sat down for dinner, the air crackled with energy, and the conversation danced between us, weaving a tapestry of laughter and shared stories. Yet beneath the polished laughter and polite exchanges, Nathan and I exchanged brief stolen glances, each gaze crackling with unspoken desire. each subtle smile laden with profound significance. As the last bite of dinner faded into memory, guests began to flow onto the dance floor, drawn by an irresistible rhythm that beckoned them to lose themselves in the music. Mark, the epitome of charm, reached out his hand to Sarah, inviting her into a world of rhythm and connection on the dance floor. With laughter that danced lightly in the air, they mingled with other couples beneath the twinkling lights, casting Nathan and me into a world of solitude. For a fleeting moment, we paused, caught in the tension of the moment, before Nathan extended his hand, his voice a soft, inviting whisper that beckoned us closer. Could I possibly? With a surge of anticipation coursing through me, I hesitantly slipped my hand into his, surrendering to his lead as we stepped onto the dance floor. My heart raced as we started to sway softly, the world around us fading away, until it contained only Nathan and me. "You look beautiful tonight," he whispered, his voice wrapping around her like a soft embrace, warm and sincere. A rush of warmth surged through my cheeks, while an unfamiliar tightness gripped my throat, overwhelming me with a wave of emotion. "Nathan," I began, my voice barely above a whisper as the weight of the moment pressed down on us, hinting at the perilous journey that lay ahead. We made a pact to stay friends, a bond forged in the aftermath of our shared journey. He leaned back just enough to lock his gaze with mine, a mix of tenderness and unwavering resolve etched across his face. "Our bond only amplifies the awe I feel for you, and it fuels the depth of my care in ways that are undeniable." We pressed on, inching forward in unison, our proximity, a bittersweet blend of solace and agony. My mind screamed for caution, yet every instinct pulled me closer to this man who seemed to unravel the depths of my hidden self. Before I knew it, the final notes of the song faded into silence. We halted, our eyes locked in a silent exchange, recognizing the fragile line we had just traversed. "I shouldn't feel this way," I whispered, my voice trembling with uncertainty. Yet against all odds, I find myself unable to resist. Nathan's fingers brushed against my cheek, igniting a cascade of shivers that raced down my spine. "Though I share your uncertainty, we will honor whatever choice you make. I swear it." I stepped away, my heart weighed down by a tumult of longing and uncertainty. A silent gratitude for his respect lingered within me, yet the haunting echoes of the passion we both shared clung to the air like a ghost. As I rejoined Mark, I donned a mask of politeness, my smile a fragile facade, while deep inside, a truth began to unfurl, demanding to be acknowledged. How much longer could I keep it at bay? Unbeknownst to me, the unfolding events of this night would thrust our fragile relationship into a tumultuous storm, unveiling a shocking truth that would irrevocably alter the course of our lives. What unfolded next will leave you utterly astonished. Days morphed into weeks, each passing moment weaving deeper threads of silent yearning and bewilderment within my heart. I fought fiercely to stifle my emotions, shoving them deep down under the weight of gardening projects, the rhythm of morning walks, and the familiarity of routine dinners with Mark. Yet Nathan's words resonated deep within awakening fragments of my being that had lain dormant for decades. On a rain-soaked afternoon, while I sifted through a trove of old photographs in our snug sitting room, the sudden chime of my phone pierced the stillness, jolting me from my reverie. My heart raced, a primal recognition surging through me. Nathan's message struck like a lightning bolt, brief, yet resonating with an undeniable force. "Emma, we need to talk. I assure you, this is crucial." My breath caught in my throat, a whirlwind of anxiety swirling with a thrilling anticipation. After a brief pause, I finally found my voice and responded, "Absolutely." Where could it possibly be? He proposed we rendezvous at a secluded coffee shop on the outskirts of town, a place where we could converse in hushed tones, shielded from prying eyes, yet still within the bounds of propriety for our marriages. I nodded, my heart racing with a mix of anxiety and curiosity, my conscience in turmoil as I sought to grasp the depth of his urgency. The cafe enveloped visitors in a warm embrace, the rich aroma of freshly brewed coffee swirling through the air, mingling with the soft murmur of hushed conversations that danced around the room. Nathan sat in the shadows of a secluded table, his hands locked together, eyes burning with an intensity that sent a shiver down my spine. "Thanks for meeting me," he murmured, his eyes flickering with intensity as he motioned for me to take a seat. He appeared taut, a storm of determination brewing beneath his serious facade. "What is it, Nathan?" I whispered, my voice trembling with barely contained anxiety. "What has transpired?" He let out a deep sigh, his fingers tangling in his silver hair, eyes brimming with a profound sorrow. "Sarah holds the truth in her hands, a secret that pulses with the weight of unspoken words." A sudden jolt twisted in my stomach, and my heart thundered in a frantic rhythm. "Understands. What is it about?" Nathan's head dipped in a deliberate, measured nod. A palpable tension hung in the air at the gala, and she could feel it creeping up her spine. "Yesterday, she faced me head-on. I found myself unable to deceive you, Emma. I laid bare my soul to her, revealing every secret and shadow that had haunted me. In the depths of my heart, I sense a whirlwind of emotions swirling around our conversations, each word exchanged, igniting a spark, even though the world outside remains untouched by our unspoken connection. A frigid dread seized my heart, a wave of panic surging within me. "Nathan." Why? I find myself at a loss for words. "You don't have to say anything," he reassured gently, his eyes filled with a desperate plea. Yet there was a pivotal moment when Sarah and I found common ground on a matter of great significance. I felt an urgent need to lay everything bare and illuminate the path ahead. "What awaits beyond this moment?" I whispered, a tremor of dread coursing through me as I realized the fragile peace I had fought so hard to maintain was slipping away. Nathan grasped my hand with a tender touch, anchoring my quivering fingers in his reassuring grip. His touch wrapped around me like a warm blanket, yet beneath its soothing surface, a storm of turmoil raged within. "I promised Sarah that I would honor any decision you choose to make. Emma, if you decide to turn your back on this, I swear I'll come to terms with it. Yet, if you sense even a fraction of what I feel, then we must confront it with unwavering honesty." His sincerity radiated from him, a force that drew others in, while his vulnerability struck a chord, evoking a profound emotional response. Emotion welled up within me, threatening to spill over as I fought to summon my words. "Nathan, you've unearthed emotions I believed were lost to time. But Mark, he has been my entire world for more than 30 years. He clasped my hand softly, a fire igniting in his gaze. "I understand. And I would never dream of asking you to turn your back on that. But can you truly refute the bond we discovered? Shouldn't it be recognized, if only for a moment?" My heart throbbed, torn violently between the chains of loyalty and the seductive pull of longing. Somewhere within the shadows of my mind, a truth lingered. Nathan was right. The emotional bond we had forged, silently yet intensely, could not simply dissolve into the ether. We were bound to reveal the truth to ourselves and to our partners. After a tense silence, I finally found my voice trembling with the weight of truth. There's no escaping the truth of my emotions. You've awakened fragments of my soul that I thought were lost to time. Yet the thought of causing Mark pain sends shivers down my spine. Fear grips my heart at the thought of losing him, and the last thing I want is to bring pain to Sarah too. Nathan nodded, a profound understanding etched into his features. My heart echoes the sentiment. Yet I am convinced that concealing the truth inflicts deeper wounds in the long run. Perhaps the truth will illuminate our path forward, guiding us through the uncertainty that lies ahead. We lingered in a heavy silence, the gravity of his words settling around us like a thick fog. The rain drummed gently against the cafe windows, each drop a whisper that echoed our unspoken thoughts, enveloping us in a cocoon of introspection. I need to talk with Mark. I finally whispered, a mix of relief and terror coursing through me at the confession. He is entitled to the truth. Nathan tightened his grip on my hand, a silent promise of support, before letting it slip away softly. No matter what unfolds, Emma, I will stand by your side, whether as a confidant or something deeper. Take your time, but remember you have support in this journey. We separated with a silent acknowledgement, feelings intertwined yet unmistakably defined. As I navigated the slick roads under the relentless gray drizzle, my mind churned with the words of a conversation I both dreaded and knew was unavoidable. Mark was entitled to the truth, no matter how painful it might be. That evening, after dinner, as we lingered in the dim light of the living room, a tension hung in the air, and I felt a surge of courage rising within me, urging me to break the silence. My heart raced wildly, a storm of anxiety surging through me. "Mark, we need to talk," I said, my voice trembling with an undercurrent of anxiety. He lowered his newspaper with deliberate slowness, his gaze locking onto mine, a flicker of mild concern dancing in his eyes. "Is everything okay, Emma?" I inhaled sharply, my heart heavy with longing as I locked onto his familiar, reassuring gaze. A sudden twist of fate unfolded, an unforeseen event that shattered the ordinary. Though there was no physical connection, an undeniable emotional pull towards someone else consumed me. His expression morphed in an instant confusion, giving way to a deep, quiet hurt that lingered in the air. His voice carried a softness, but beneath it lay an unmistakable tension. Nathan stood at the edge of the world, the air thick with anticipation, as shadows danced around him, whispering secrets of the unknown. His intuition caught me off guard, and I nodded slowly, a weight of guilt constricting my chest. "Indeed." Mark let out a slow breath, his gaze far away, yet his demeanor remained steady. At the gala, a spark ignited in the air, palpable and electric. I caught a glimpse of the way he gazed at you, his eyes filled with an intensity that spoke volumes, and your response, the way you met his gaze, was equally telling, a silent dance of emotions swirling between you two. I never intended for this to unfold. I whispered, my voice trembling as tears streamed down my cheeks. Mark, you are the very essence of my existence. My heart belongs to you, yet this sensation has stirred a deep hidden force within me, a force unlike any other. And I found myself at a crossroads of truth. He regarded me with a deep intensity, a quiet sorrow flickering in his gaze. In a heartbeat, his fingers brushed against mine, sending a jolt of surprise coursing through me. "Your honesty is truly valued, Emma. You had every chance to keep this from me, yet you chose not to. That holds significance." His response struck me like a thunderclap, amplifying the guilt that weighed heavily on my heart. "Mark, I can't express how deeply sorry I am. He shook his head, his voice a low murmur, yet resolute. Embrace your humanity without regret. 3 decades stretch like an endless horizon. Love transforms. People evolve. Yes, I am hurt. Yet I grasp the essence of it all. Honesty is something you truly deserve. My heart shattered in silence, engulfed by the depth of his grace and the warmth of his compassion. Uncertainty loomed over me like a dark cloud, and I found myself at a crossroads, unsure of the path ahead. A sense of disorientation envelops me. Mark's grip tightened around my hand, a silent sigh escaping his lips. Pause for a moment. Unravel the deepest desires of your heart. Regardless of the circumstances, my deepest desire is for your happiness. His compassion enveloped me, a quiet storm that stirred a torrent of gratitude within, while simultaneously deepening the shadows of my sorrow. In that fleeting moment, a profound truth washed over me. The essence of our connection lay in Mark's steadfast respect for my very being. We sat in silence, the soft ticking of the clock echoing the fleeting, fragile nature of our existence, a poignant reminder of how precious each moment truly is. Whatever choice lay ahead, I felt the weight of Mark's generosity transforming my reality, unlocking doors I had never dared to dream existed. As the tranquil evening surrendered to the gentle embrace of night, a weight settled in my chest, for I understood that the most difficult decisions loomed just beyond the horizon. The road stretched ahead, shrouded in uncertainty, yet honesty illuminated the way, guiding the traveler toward profound self-discovery and transformative growth. But nothing could have steeled me for what unfolded next, a climactic revelation that would irrevocably change the course of our destinies. In the weeks that followed that raw, soul-stirring conversation with Mark, life transformed into something almost dreamlike. Every day hung delicately in the balance, caught between the warm embrace of what once was and the looming shadows of what might come. Mark and I delved deep into our hearts, sharing our feelings, fears, and dreams in a way that felt both exhilarating and raw, a connection rekindled after years of silence. In a twist of fate, our raw honesty drew us nearer, weaving an intricate tapestry of connection, even as the shadows of uncertainty loomed over our future. In a quest for understanding, Nathan and Sarah embarked on a journey into the depths of their tangled emotions, seeking solace and clarity through the guidance of counseling. In the midst of uncertainty, Nathan and I made a pact to keep our distance, allowing the silence to envelop us as we sought clarity in our thoughts, free from the weight of pressure or expectation. On a sun-drenched afternoon, as I nurtured my garden, the sanctuary that always offered me solace, Mark silently drew near, cradling 2 steaming cups of tea in his hands. He settled next to me, his hand outstretched, as he offered the steaming mug, warmth radiating from it like a comforting embrace. "Emma," he began, his voice a steady whisper, laced with a gentle urgency. "Thoughts have been swirling in my mind, each one more intense than the last." I examined his features, feeling the duality of power and fragility that lay beneath the surface. Same here. Mark's smile was a gentle beacon, his familiar warmth wrapping around me like a comforting embrace. A revelation struck me, one that held the weight of significance. Our marriage is a tapestry woven from love, friendship, respect, and honesty, each thread vital to its strength and beauty. After all these years, perhaps it's time to open our hearts to the possibility of happiness, even if it requires us to step into the unknown and embrace change. Tears welled in my eyes, overwhelmed by his raw vulnerability. "What are you trying to say, Mark?" He grasped my hand with a gentle touch, the sincerity in his eyes unmistakable. I love you so deeply that I'm willing to step back, allowing you the space to uncover the true desires of your heart, even if it means allowing you the freedom to delve into your bond with Nathan. No matter the trials you face, you are worthy of joy. We share that burden together. As I sit in my garden, my heart swells with understanding. The vibrant flowers sway gently in the warm breeze, each petal whispering secrets of our journey, revealing the profound truth that lies beneath the surface. Life unfolds like a garden demanding courage to face the storms, patience to nurture growth, and an unwavering openness to embrace transformation. Relationships transcend the boundaries of routine and obligation. They are forged in the fires of authenticity, compassion, and respect. Sometimes the seemingly impossible paths we face guide us to the very place we are destined to arrive. I cast my gaze toward the house where Mark engaged in easy conversation with Nathan and Sarah, their laughter floating gently through the air, beckoning me closer.